a cooling mattress pad. Thank you for watching. Have a great night here on HSN.
Good evening. We are opening up the coin vault this evening, and we have an amazing 2 hours of coins. We've got brand new releases. We're actually, Mike Mizak is joining us, our resident numismatist, well over 20 years of expertise in the industry. And Mike, we were talking before the show with that brand new release. We're going to give everyone a sneak peek right away because I already noticed, Mike, everyone was already pre-ordering this on hsn.com. So,
as they should.
As they should. Okay, well, tell us what's
look
so
at the
exciting.
Red Oak presentation box.
Gosh, it's
the
gorgeous.
First enhanced uncirculated set ever released by the United States government. This is a special Denver only. They had the ANA show in Denver.
Okay.
This is a Denver only labeled, so it was certified at the Denver show at the ANA.
And that's more
all
costly,
10 coins. Right? Oh, it's ridiculously more costly. All 10 coins, $349.95. Free shipping and handling. When I get into this, you'll understand this set. The only other ones I've seen out there have been 500 and up. I think it actually should be closer to 1,000 and up. It's good. I think one of the truly great sets that I've ever been able to offer, and you won't find this price anywhere out there. We've already got a couple of dozen of them gone just like that. And there's only 1,000.
Okay, only 1,000 to go around. So extremely limited, but also each one is individually certified.
Right, 10 certified coins.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's still to come, but we're going to start off with very quick specials. They're both that we're going to share with you are extremely limited. Now, this is the 1993 San Francisco Mint Silver Proof Set. You get the original government packaging coming included. Now, look at the sale price. We are taking $15 off. We have 2 flexible payments of $24.98, and this is a phenomenal price.
Well, I'm going to make this really simple for you.
I like simple.
Yeah, I like simple too. These are the silver proof sets. Okay. The government started making them in 1992. All I'm going to do is for these little specials is I'm going to tell you what the Kennedy $half sells for individually.
Just one coin?
Just one coin. $67.50 nationally advertised catalog.
Well, that pays for the whole set.
Plus. $67.50 here. This is like $19.95. This is like $36.50. You're way over $100. It's $125, somewhere right in there for this set. Going to come with all the original government boxes, original government certificates of authenticity. Here's the thing. The United States government sells a silver set this year for 2017. It's more than $49.95. Right. This is one of the rarest silver Kennedys ever made by the United States government. Like I said, $67.50 by itself. All told, well over about 125 to 150 coin by coin by coin on this particular set. Only $49.95. This is the original one. Of course, they've been sold out for 25 years. Right,
and Mike, with every passing year, they get increasingly more difficult to even get. So take advantage if you're celebrating something in 1993. Perfect way. 362-492 will let you know when it sells out. We're going to move right into our very next set. We're going to go from 1993 to 1995.
Now, this is the crazy one. The 95 is the key to this set.
Did you see this price reduction?
Yes.
$70
$70 off. Well, if you look at the 95, the 1995 silver in the catalog is $125. $125 for just the Kennedy $half. This is functionally, kind of up until this thing that we're about to show you, is kind of the rarest Kennedy $half that the United States government has essence ever made, particularly in proof, is this coin that was right here. This is a key. It's $70 off. And folks, I only have about 10 dozen or so. And just for the heck of it, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I want to look up the quarter. 95 silver quarter is $36.50 for the quarter. $36.50, so you're 160 or 70, so you're almost $200 coin by coin. Almost $200 coin by coin for you to be able to get these. You can see I only have 154 of these. I brought it in as a one-time deal, $70 off. I've sold this coin here forever.
Right.
I've never sold this set for less than $100. Well, it is the key set to the silver proof sets from 1999 basically through today.
And Mike, it's shocking when you look at the Kennedy $half that is, what did you say, $125?
$125.
For that one coin.
Now keep in mind, the $half, the quarter, and the dime are silver in this set. Made by the United States Mint. This is the silver proof set. You see right, it says right there, that's the key, is it's the silver proof set that's involved with this right here. So that's the big deal. That's the reason you want to get this. It's so phenomenally rare. I've sold the non-silver set, which they made 10 times more, as many of, at this price, and we've sold it all day long. Sold it all day long. So it's a spectacular opportunity. And I'm noticing this free shipping. Is that like a thing today?
It is a thing.
See, I don't know. I don't follow these. I just all said, I know.
So here's what's happening. The free shipping thing is on your purchase of $75 or more. So typically we do not get free shipping on coins.
No.
So this is really exciting today. So take advantage of that free shipping. We also have flexible payments, and you always have a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. But we're going to move right into the 1997. Now this is the San Francisco Mint. So this is really collectible. This is at $69.95, Mike. We're taking $50 off here, and we have far less of the 1997 to go around. I think we have just about 130 remaining.
About Baker's dozen.
Okay.
So there you go. What you've got here is this coin, $76. You get that?
Yeah, I got it. I was like,
Baker's dozen.
Yeah.
And so what you've got right there is, as you can see, look at that. That is $76 for that alone. And one thing I just want to show you, and these are proof coins, so they only come in here. I want to do a real quick thing here. The Lincoln cent, just going, well, you know, you get a penny, nickel, dime, does that matter? Well, the Lincoln cent in this one is $10. Okay, so you got $10, you got $36.50, you got $29.95, you got $76, you got about $145, $150, $69.95, $50 off on the price break, $50 off on the price break.
And maybe if you picked up the 93, the 95, you're now going to get free shipping.
Oh, is it all combined?
Yeah, so it's all combined. Right,
good's
Allison?
that?
Yeah.
How good's that?
How good's that?
That's a thing, isn't it?
Today's the day to be shopping for those sets. Now, we also want to remind you, I love these. Why do I love them? Because just to have the feeling of a $500 bill design in a silver bar in the palm of my hand is incredible. So it's 513470. It is a customer pick on hsn.com, $149.95. Mike, these make phenomenal gifts.
Okay, I just want to show this real quick, okay? Back for the first time in, can you guys check, I think 4 months. I had to make more. This is our exclusive quarter-pound silver bar done in the exact replica of an American $500 bill.
It's really awesome.
It might be better than awesome.
Better than awesome.
You have one of these, don't you?
It's spectacular. We do.
I knew you did.
You know, it's interesting because it was one of those things when I first started working with Mike, I was like, oh, I'm going to be honest, Mike, I'm sorry. Don't be offended. I was like, coins? And then I'm being so serious.
And that's good. She said it to my face.
Well, I said it in a nice way.
Due respect.
And then, you know what? The one I started working with him and learning, I truly now am a numismatist. I'm not an expert, but I collect.
You got a great collection.
Right, we really do.
You got the big cabinet, you got the curio, you got the cabinets.
It's a part of history. You will fall in love with it, so I hope you'll enjoy the show.
You went to the Denver Mint on your vacation.
I did. It was amazing. It was really cool. It was really cool. Okay, well, let's talk about this set.
30 gone, just as I mentioned it 2 minutes ago. I just mentioned it.
So exciting, and we only have now less than 1,000.
Well, because there's only 1,000, right? So that's what it is. Can we get in close on? I don't care either one of the coins. The key to this is this was a set that was just released by the United States government, and what they did for their 225th anniversary is they did an enhanced uncirculated. They've done proof sets, they've done mint sets. They have never done an enhanced uncirculated set before. Okay, so EU means enhanced uncirculated, and if you look at this, when you look at this, it is completely and totally done differently. I want to get in here on. Let me pick which one. Let's do this one. Do we have Ellis Island? That's the one I'm looking for here. Or we'll do Ozark Mountain. I love Ozark. So what they did with the enhanced uncirculated, they laser finished the dies. Check that out. They laser finish the dies, and then it's matte finished on the other side with the San Francisco Mint. Now, for the 225th anniversary, they did 225,000 sets, which seems like a lot, but folks, first of all, that's almost no sets. And when I'll get into this, we're going to spend a little bit of time here. These are flying out of here, folks. Please be patient if you try to call in. We're going to sell every single one of these, I think. Is rarity, you want the 5 rarest quarters ever made by the United States government? They're these 5 quarters right here.
Really?
Oh, well, it's not even close.
Okay.
I mean, the rarest other quarter.
So now you mean the national park quarters?
I mean,
in general?
Any quarter they've ever made in the history of America, basically, in the Washington quarters. These are the 5 rarest. And I mean, if you add them all up, you still don't get to the 6th rarest. I mean, they're 5, 10, 15 times rarer than any. So you have a complete, and these are the only enhanced uncirculated quarters because they're done with a special finish. The only enhanced uncirculated quarters that the United States government has ever done. You get all 5 of those as well. So that is a spectacular opportunity. Of course, free shipping with that. Same thing with the Kennedy $half. The only thing that comes close to this, now this is once again enhanced uncirculated. When you look at this, it looks like this fantastic matte finish, but you see the letters are all kind of shiny.
It's almost like they look raised.
Right.
Like
they do because they have laser finished the dies to put that out so it stands out and looks up like it's just
very dimensional.
And it's San Francisco.
Is it a new process? Is this a new process?
They just started about 4 or 5 years ago, and if you look at the history of enhanced uncirculated coins, there's like an enhanced uncirculated Kennedy $half in silver. That's I think we sell that coin for $100 or $125 for that coin.
For one
There's
coin.
enhanced uncirculated Sacagawea golden dollars from like 2012. I think we sell those for about $200. Here's this, of course, the only way that this is done is enhanced uncirculated in this set that you see right here. So that's spectacular. The only enhanced uncirculated Lincoln cent, the only enhanced uncirculated nickel, the only enhanced uncirculated, no, they didn't enhanced uncirculated dime in the special March of Dimes set. I think we sold that for $125 or $150. Now understand, count in the red oak presentation box. Let's take a look at that. It is absolutely stunning and gorgeous.
Look at
okay, look at that. So that's $49.95 all day long.
Even that the piano finish,
Yep.
even the gold hinges.
Well, that's what we call that, a piano hinge as well.
Hinge.
We're $30 a coin. Okay, we're $30 a coin, folks.
Right.
When you take into account the box at $49.95.
Okay, so can I ask you then, how much is it to grade a coin?
Well, at the show, because these are special Denver, the ANA, the American Numismatic Association, just had their huge show at Denver. These coins are the Denver coins, as you can see right here, the Denver release. They have the Denver label that's exclusive to us. This Denver label is exclusive to us. As you can see, we have a limited number of these sets that will probably sell out here today. They're going very, very quickly. You can see there's only that. They're available exclusively here, 936 sets that you're going to see right there, and only available right here. So you have the exclusive label. Now, I'm talking about the set. People are buying. We've sold almost 100 of them.
Right.
Keep in mind, these are certified perfect. So it's not just the 225,000 sets. You have now got a certified perfect set.
Because not all coins are going to grade 70.
Oh, no. Goodness gracious.
So you're breaking open the sets to make sure that they're 70.
Right. So of the 225,000 sets which are made, which makes every one of these basically one of the rarest of these coins that have ever been made, you now have them in EU70, which makes them conditionally rare as well, which is spectacular, which is collectible, which is desirable. Like I said, we're moving for these are selling very, very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So as we go over here, once again, you're going to get the red oak presentation box. You get 10 coins all together in the set. I want to spend a little bit of time here and kind of go through each thing. What I want to do, okay, what I want to do is, as you can see, now that's in the entire edition forever. Okay, once that sells out, that's it. They're done, gone, and you will be the only people on the planet that have these. Now, understand, to certify these coins, you know, if you did them at the Denver show, like most people did, you would be $300 into the certification. If you had to buy the set,
right,
then not all of them grade 70, so you understand what an outstanding opportunity this is, plus we have the box with you.
So Mike and our team did all the legwork. So we did all the legwork, making sure cherry picking each individual coin to complete the entire set for you, and then also securing that from Annex that they're grading the perfect highest grade, which is 70. We've got free shipping and handling. You're getting the red oak presentation box in this beautiful piano finish, free shipping and handling as well. You have a 30-day money-back guarantee, which really in the world of coins is unprecedented. A 30-day money-back guarantee does not happen. Here at HSN, you shop with confidence. We want to make sure you fall in love with this set. This is a set that is for tomorrow, for years to come. It's an heirloom set you're going to pass down from generation to generation. Mike, the overall value, the totality of this set is so impressive. It's not to be missed.
Yep. I'm going to show you here why this set should sell for about $2,000.
All right, let's do it.
Let's take, for instance, the lowly Lincoln cent, which is actually one of the most collected coins.
What?
The lowly Lincoln cent. Well, it's the smallest denomination.
Okay.
So if you look at the Lincoln cent here, okay, first of all, I think they did a spectacular job. So there is the Lincoln cent, one of the most popularly collected coins of all coins because it's been around for well over 100 years. And I love the way they've done this. Now, this special enhanced uncirculated design, this basically doubles the number of enhanced uncirculated coins in existence. There was only about 10 before this, and this is the only set that's ever been done. This is the only Lincoln cent in enhanced uncirculated. Now, what I did is I went through and I kind of did the math on this and went through the entire history of the Lincoln cent. If you take out what we call the proof coins, special, and the old ones, I'm talking about from 100 years ago, this is the rarest Lincoln cent that the United States government has ever made. It is by far and away the rarest S mint. Now, all these coins are also made at the San Francisco Mint. It is by far and away the rarest San Francisco minted Lincoln cent ever made by the United States Mint. And I'm not talking about enhanced uncirculated, I'm talking about ever, no matter what. So you've probably heard of the 1909 SVDB. It's the legendary coin that's out there in the thing. 1909 SVDB. People that don't even know anything about coins go, yeah, SVDB.
I've heard of that one.
In its highest grade is about a $50,000 or $60,000 or $70,000 coin. This coin is somewhere in the neighborhood of 2.5 times rare. So it's rarer than 1909 SVDB. It's rarer than the 31S. It's rarer than all of the key date Lincoln cents that we have been taught to collect and follow and find out there. You know, that was kind of the thing that everybody looked for. Well, this is rarer than all of them. The Lincoln cent by itself, and here's the thing, once we sell through this, I went heavy into these sets. I own probably 10%, actually a little bit more, almost 15% of the the entire mintage.
For your personal collection?
No.
Or just to share
for
here?
HSN, yeah. I mean, we bought like 30,000 sets.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because once we sell this out, and this will absolutely sell out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do the same thing we do with proof sets. I will sell these coins individually for far more than 300, not the Denver label. The Denver label is a one-time deal that you have right here. Okay.
So they're going to make these coins at other mints, or no?
No. These were just released at Denver. These coins were all made at San Francisco.
Okay.
The ANA show was in Denver. You've been to a coin show.
Yes.
The ANA is the coin show for the.
Oh,
okay.
I said yes, but no, I haven't.
We got to take you to a big coin show.
I want to go.
The United States Mint was there.
Okay.
They actually released 25,000 of the sets at Denver.
All right.
This is what we're looking at. These are certified Denver Mint. As you can see, Denver ANA show. Now, if you go back and look in the pantheon of collectible coins, if you look at coins, anything that's ANA show certified, and there have been like the Kennedy $50, there's been some coins out there, they always bring tremendous premiums in the marketplace. They always bring tremendous premiums in the marketplace. There's no doubt about it. And so just the label on these adds to that. So if I have
exclusive label, right, Mike?
This is our exclusive label. Yeah, nobody else has this label because nobody else had the sets at the day. You can see where it says Denver release August 1st, 2017. That's what our sets represent. Now, not only do we have a special label that is absolutely incredibly limited, only 936 sets, okay, of which there are now only 800 left, okay, because we sold 139. Okay, so that you see that. So we're down under 800 available sets. And I know we have a weird thing with the how many are left.
Right.
But our actual number is 139 less 936. So we have about 790 sets left. That's forever. Right. Okay? That's all we're ever going to have of these, and those are the Denver labels. So those are always going to bring extra money, extra premium, extra desirability in the marketplace. And then when you look at the coins themselves, if you want the rarest Jefferson nickel ever made, it would be this coin right here. It would be this enhanced uncirculated coin. Now that's just on the face of it. Now we've graded it perfect. Now we've graded it with the special label. Now there's only 936 of these. Same thing with the dime. Up till this, what was it, the 1997 dime that they did, and then they did the March of Dimes set that they did. Those coins were, $50, $75, $100, $150, perhaps even more than that. This coin is now, particularly in EU70, kind of blowing all those coins away. It's absolutely a crucial collectible coin. Then we get down to the Kennedy $50. I mean, if you look at the Kennedy half dollar in enhanced uncirculated, there's only two. This is the only S-minted Kennedy half dollar in enhanced uncirculated that you can see right there. It's clad. This coin, like I said, and this is what I'm going to do. Once we sell this set out, and we will, okay, we're down to about 750 sets of these now, a little bit more than that. I'll sell this coin, and I'll probably sell this coin for $99. And then we're going to sell the Sacagawea golden dollar by itself, the Sequoia dollar that you're going to have.
Which we don't see the Sacagawea often.
No, not often. And enhanced uncirculated has always brought tremendous premiums in the marketplace.
But the enhanced uncirculated, has that been done before?
Yes, it has. And if you go on HSN.com, I think we have some for about $189
just for
in
that
EU70.
One coin.
Right, for that one coin, for EU70. So you've got this coin right here. We will sell that coin individually. So we talk about all these coins. The penny I'll probably sell for $79.95. $59.95, you know, all these things, you're in at $30 a coin. But the key to this, to me, is right here. The state quarters and then the national parks quarters made by the United States government, okay, they have been absolutely crucial collectibles. In all of the quarters that have ever been done, not only within the state quarters and the national parks, but I'm talking about all of the Washington quarters that have ever been made by the United States Mint. These 5 coins here represent the 5 rarest quarters ever made by the United States, or made by the United States government. And I think if we go back, I can probably look at the mintage, certainly the rarest quarters of the last 100 years, and by far and away the rarest Washington quarters that have ever been made by the United States Mint. So they occupy this special place. I can tell you right now, I have seen just the quarter sets available at $399 for just the quarters. That's the other thing I would tell you. And with our 30-day money-back guarantee, that's so critically important.
Right, and then the free
This is just not a set you could, the label's exclusive.
Right.
So the set, by terms of that, is 100% exclusive to us here at HSN. However, you can do it by, have it graded by PCGS or NGC or anything else. Any way you want to do it, you're not going to find a set for $349 in a red oak presentation box.
And I'll tell you,
I mean, you're just not going to find it for that. That's the key.
And
it
this is a
historic.
brand new release.
Brand new release.
Brand new
release. This was released August 1st.
I'm actually going to just
basically
do this to show
at Denver.
everybody.
I mean, you know. Oh, by the way, in the United States Mint, it was available on the United States Mint website. I forgot to mention this part.
Okay.
Silly me.
No, that's it. Well,
225,000 sets. They sold out in 4 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
4 minutes, all 225,000 sets gone.
But
look at that
if you were to
fantastic
buy
box.
it from the Mint, it would not come this way. It would not come graded as well. From the Mint, you're just buying the coins, and then you would have to break open the sets and individually send them off to one of the 4 major grading companies to have them individually graded. Now, that's not saying, let's say you go to the Mint, you buy 1 set or you buy 2 sets. That's not guaranteeing to you that you are going to get every coin within that set to grade a perfect 70 in that enhanced uncirculated. So think about that. We have done all the legwork for you. Mike is really cherry picking along with his team the very best from this set. And you're getting it in this beautiful red oak presentation box. It's velvet lined on the underside. So when you're putting this maybe on a tabletop, a coffee table, in your curio cabinet for display, it is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. And with free shipping at $349.95, you have that 30-day money-back guarantee to get it at home, fall in love with it. And just when Mike talks about the rarity, the importance of these coins, it's a set not to be missed. And I can tell everyone is jumping on board, Mike.
Well, we have 200 sold now.
Right.
And now remember, we have 936. This is forever. It's 100% exclusive to us with that special Denver label that you're going to have on it. So you've got the fantastic Denver label. Okay. So that's from the Denver ANA. So for those of you that have collected coins for a long time, you know that the label, not only is the grade important, remember every single solitary one of these coins is certified perfect. So out of the 225,000 they made, only a small percentage of them are perfect anyway. EU70s, okay? Only a small percentage are perfect anyway. Now you look into the fact that we have a special label on them that is provenance specific. So in other words, these were Denver coins. These were the coins that came out of that Denver Mint release. And that's critically important. There are other coins out there like the gold Kennedy half dollar and some of those where they can bring, 30, 50, even 100% premiums by being those special labels. Okay. Even without the special label, I don't believe you can find anything close to this price, particularly with the red oak presentation box that you've got there. All of that being critically important. You see that we have a little bit of a clock there now, only about 9 minutes. And we are almost up 25% sold through of the quantity that we will have forever. Now keep in mind, because it's exclusive to us, because it's the exclusive Denver label, because it's exclusively numbered, understand this is the wholesale price. So for this set, you absolutely positively can't pay less than $349.95 plus free shipping and handling.
Right.
But if you look at any of the sets that are out there, okay, $349.95 in a box like that, you're just not going to.
How much did you say the box?
$49.95.
So the box,
I believe it's $49.95.
Almost a $50 value, and this is really just the perfect showcase. This is 5-star all the way, first class all the way. And Mike, you know, I think this might be I was going to say, it shouldn't say, not a smart question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. But before I do that, I just want to reiterate what you're getting here, because today with the free shipping, today the fact that we have it $349.95. And this is brand new. With so many of you still calling in, over 230 have been spoken for, less than 8 minutes on the clock. Now I'm going to ask you my question.
Yeah, go.
Because it may be not a smart question, but I'm confused.
I think it's always a good question.
Thank you. The question is, if these are from the San Francisco Mint, how did they end up at the Denver for Denver release?
Well, remember, that's just where the show was.
Oh, so these were taken.
Yeah, sure. They just trucked them over. They're all made at the same. It's not. It wasn't at the Denver Mint.
Okay.
Of course, they did release some at the Denver Mint, but it was at the Denver show. That happened to be where the American Numismatic Association, the old ones like the Kennedy half dollars, those were the Chicago A&A. So you got Chicago A&A, you got Miami A&A.
So it's where
the show was.
All right.
Now, so keep in mind that all of these coins on top of that are all made at the San Francisco Mint. So if you look down here once again at these quarters, and I want to go back to the quarters because I think the quarters are of critical importance here. And I'll explain to you why I think it's of absolutely monumental importance, the quarters that are in this set. And the reason is the rarity. So there's 225,000 of these coins. And I'm not talking about graded. I'm not talking about Denver label. I'm not talking about all of the special reasons you should collect this. I'm just talking about 225,000 of each one of these.
Right.
If you look at the rarest quarters that are out there, like the 1999 silver proof quarters, the other estimate quarters from the United States, from the state quarter program. I mean, those coins sell for about $100 a piece. These coins are 4 times rarer. These coins are 4 times rarer just as coins. And if you go and look into and that's what I'm going to do, if you look at the quarters themselves, in the silver proofs, if you take a look at for instance, some of the national parks quarters, and you look at those in silver, some of the silver coins, as you can see, I mean, we're talking about $30, $40, and these coins are 5, 10, 15, 20 times rarer than those coins in this right here, okay, in just the quarter side of this. So this is a set you could easily expect to pay $349 for by itself.
Just for the national parks.
Just for the national parks. And that's just, you know, in my opinion, and that's just what we're going to look and just the way we're going to, you're going to be able to find that and do that. And then if you look at the Kennedy half dollar, once again, I have to impress upon you what enhanced uncirculated mean. This is a special presentation coin. The United States government has done one enhanced uncirculated Silver Eagle. It sells for about $200. They had done one Kennedy half dollar. It sells for about $100. They had done one Sacagawea golden dollar before. It can sell for up to $180 the 2012, okay, Native American dollar. And then you're going to have, and they did one in the dimes up here, and that's about a $100 coin. So when you look at that, the enhanced uncirculated coins tend to run somewhere between $100 and $150 a piece. However, they've never done a penny, a nickel, a dime, or any of the quarters before. So basically what you're looking at, a penny, the nickel, and the quarters, so 7 of the 10 coins are unique by their design in terms of enhanced uncirculated. That is critically important in terms of collectability, in terms of desirability. Now, you take that special thing. So this has never been done before. No set has ever been done, let alone certified, graded, and guaranteed absolutely, positively perfect. Right. And that's what we've got here. And then the exclusive label, the limited edition, but more importantly, and almost most importantly to me, look, you have a historic set. You've got 10 coins that are basically unique to this set. The only enhanced uncirculated clad Kennedy half dollar, the only S-minted Sacagawea golden dollar that you've seen in enhanced uncirculated. The fact that the entire set's from the San Francisco Mint. So you have 10 basically unique coins. Then you have them all certified in 70. This is a truly, truly historic set. And we have set that off by establishing the provenance of the Denver set that's included with this as well. Now what's happened is this is our initial presentation of this set.
First time you're getting to see it.
We are now at just about 300 sold, almost 300 sold. So we will clearly, by the end of this presentation, as you see, we have 3 or 4 minutes left here. Right. By the end of this presentation, I'm anticipating we're going to be about half sold through of the entire edition that is available exclusively here. So that's a guaranteed low price. But like I said, you got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go out there and look at certified EU70, enhanced uncirculated. Look at the EU70s. I don't care what grading company it is. You know, whether it's PCGS, NGC, I don't care. You're going to be looking at $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99 I've seen out there. And goodness knows how many of those that they're going to make. You know, that are 936 of these, period.
I mean, it's literally marked.
It's literally marked. And every set is individually numbered and match numbered to ensure its place within the limited edition.
And so, Mike, yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I love that even within that limited edition, you know exactly what number it is.
Right.
Because it's labeled on the label. So you know that designating factor when you get your set at home. So that really, to me, it makes it distinctive, makes it collectible, highly sought after. You can see it out in the marketplace. These coins fetch a premium. And now you're getting them graded. You're getting all of them on free shipping. You're going to get 10 coins within this historic set. You're getting them all graded, all individually slabbed, each one of these from that San Francisco Mint with free shipping and handling. Plus, here at HSN, you know, Mike, I've teased him and said, you know, when I shop for coins, I get them in a little plastic baggie when we're shopping elsewhere outside of HSN. That is why I love shopping here, because we offer a 30-day money-back guaranteed. Each coin is authenticated. Each coin is that original coin that you know you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So we want to make HSN your destination well over what, Mike, 20 years now here at HSN?
Yeah, I'm going on 20 years.
You're going on 20 years. So think about that. He started when he was 10.
Bless you.
You're welcome.
As a matter of fact, I just had a birthday, and it was not my 35th birthday.
Oh, I thought it was mine.
No, thank you though.
Well,
but
happy
it's not.
belated birthday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Here's the thing that we just hit 300 sold.
Yep. They're very popular.
We just hit 300 sold. And so you see all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. I mean, they're really starting to
Everybody kind of waits till the last minute, Mike.
Well, and I understand that. Because look, you're trying to get your head around what this set is. Most people don't even know what it is. It is an extraordinarily rare set. The United States government has never done an enhanced uncirculated set before. As a matter of fact, they've only ever released individual coins. No set made by the United States government has ever contained more than one enhanced uncirculated coin, period. There are only, I think, 5 enhanced uncirculated coins in existence. 6. There's 6 enhanced uncirculated coins in existence, now 16. It's one of the great processes that the United States government has. It's much rarer than proof coins. It's rarer than anything else. And in terms of this, from a coin standpoint, this is, other than early proof Lincolns, this is the rarest Lincoln cent, and it's by far the rarest San Francisco minted Lincoln cent that has ever been made by the United States government. And you can look at the enhanced uncirculated. What they've done is laser finish the dies. Okay? Laser finish the dies, and that's why the 1 cent is shiny. Okay? This coin, like I said, by itself, I will sell this coin and I'll start selling it, you know, in a couple, we'll sell this out. This is like, we're over 300 sold with 936. We're under 600 remaining at this point. A lot of people, and that doesn't count the hundreds of folks that are on the phone. Red Oak presentation box included. We've never done an enhanced uncirculated set of quarters. Obviously, we'll sell these by the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Right. The enhanced uncirculated sack, and understand right here, the enhanced uncirculated Kennedy half dollar with the special letters. This is the only clad Kennedy half dollar and San Francisco minted Kennedy half dollar ever done enhanced uncirculated. By the way, if you want the rarest San Francisco Minute Kennedy half dollar ever made, you're looking at it right there, not even close. I can tell you the 2012 San Francisco Mint Silver Kennedy half dollar sells for $225. This coin's twice as rare. There's all the coins. Twice as rare. We have another set right over there. Twice as rare. We're going to leave those right there.
I'm so sorry to laugh at you.
What are you going to do? That's why they're certified.
It's
what are you going to do?
live television.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
that's going
you're going to get this whole set right here. You're going to get the whole set.
The price
right.
is
Why don't we
so
look at that
good.
one? Yeah,
they're jumping off the set.
I like that. Yeah.
Yes, but you know what? You know, regardless, to Mike's point, which is very important, because they're in that slab, that does protect your coin.
Right.
So that slab.
So these guys right here hit the ground pretty hard.
Pretty hard.
And as you can see, I rescued 2 of them so far. And as you can see, they're still perfect because these things are high impact, are high impact plastic. You're going to have within that, you're still going to have the tamper evident holographic seal that you're going to have right there. So this coin is still an EU70, still absolutely positively perfect. Looks like Robin has rescued most of the strays that are running around down there.
It didn't look very good. But as we wrap up, I know we're going to go to break moments, but with over 330 already spoken for, that is almost half of our quantity in totality. We're getting the red oak presentation box, that beautiful piano finish. You've got the piano finish, or the hinges as well. All 10 coins, first day of issue, brand new release, free shipping, 577-371. We'll be right back. Continue to call in for your brand new set.
Hi there, Andrew Lessman here with this month's monthly special, which is Memory and Brain. It's a product we introduced over 15 years ago and it wasn't nearly as comprehensive as it is today. We've since added a number of ingredients, including all-important acetyl L-carnitine. It's all about protecting our brain, which is really how we protect the quality of our life as we get older. So visit hsn.com to find out more. It's the most comprehensive, the best product I make for supporting our brains.
Who knew a little piece of plastic could be so much fun? Now, when you apply for the HSN card, instantly get $10 off. It's all about you. Extra flex on the things you love. Now, when you use your HSN card, you get extra flex all day, every day on all jewelry, beauty, and fashion purchases. Plus, no interest VIP financing, VIP easy returns, exclusive offers, all with no annual fee. Apply now. Call 1-800-695-1418 or search HSN card at hsn.com.
From Italy, a land known for luxury, heritage, and style, comes Perlier. Exquisitely crafted, natural ingredients, where tradition meets modern science. The ultimate spa experience. No appointment necessary. Shop Perlier, Monday.
Thank you so much for tuning in to HSN. I'm your host, Robin Rawl, and our resident numismatist, Mike Mizak, is joining us. We're going to continue right along. I know many of you are still calling in on that brand new first day of issue Denver Mint release. Not Denver Mint, San Francisco Mint.
But it was released in Denver. Not
there
at Denver, but in Denver.
There we go.
With the special Denver Mint label, yeah.
Perfect. So that is still available if you'd like to continue to call in and get that. It's been extremely popular. Now we're going to move right into an item that is on auto ship. We're going to walk you through the importance of that and how you can secure getting additional Silver Eagles. Silver Eagles are one of the most highly collected silver coins, right, Mike?
There's no doubt about that.
No doubt about that.
Okay, so what we have here is we have got the complete set in essence, I think, if I'm not mistaken, aren't we? Are these all the S mints? Is that what they're? No, these are the P's. I think I'm missing a coin here. Is this a 9-coin set or a 10-coin set? Oh, that's right, because the P mint, yeah, that's right, that's right. The P, 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's right. So we've got the supplemental minted coins by the United States government. The United States government has made supplemental minted American silver eagles, okay? And they have made them, well, they started making them in 2011. So we had 2011, 12, 13, and 14 were made at the San Francisco Mint. So we're gonna have these right up here, 2011, 12, 13, and 14. Supplemental minted American silver eagles. Yeah, I think we're missing a couple of coins.
Okay, but for the $99.95, your first shipment
is going to be the 2016 P mint. So I got to tell the thing here, okay?
Okay.
So what we've got here is you're going to have the P mint supplemental mint. So you're going to get all of the S mint supplementals, okay? You're going to get all of the US mint supplementals that we knew about, that the San Francisco Mint made. And by supplemental mints, I mean that the United States government has made the United States Silver Eagle at the West Point Mint for years and years and years and years. But what they decided to do, okay, is, and if we could start right up here, let's look at this coin right up here if we could. That should be the 2011, if I'm not mistaken, 2011 S Mint. Is that what it is? Yes. So we have 2011, 12, 13, and 14 S minted coin, okay? So the 2011, 12, 13, and 14 S minted coins. So with those, we knew that the United States government made those. We sold those, okay? But then the United States government started to secretly make American silver eagles. Secretly? Yeah, they were secretly made. And we started that right here in terms of, no, we have the right number of coins. I messed up. We're going to have this coin right here, which is the 2015, this coin right here, the 2015 P. I was wanting to add the regular P's in there. So the 2015 Philadelphia minted coin. The United States government secretly has been making silver eagles at the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints since 2015. We had no idea that this was the case. None, zero, zip, nada. We had no idea.
Nobody knew.
And then someone filed a Freedom of Information request, and they asked the United States Mint, could we please have the mintages of the Silver Eagle bullion coins made at Philadelphia, San Francisco in 2014, 15, 16, and 17? And they said, sure. Here they are. Here are the serial numbers of the boxes. And all of a sudden people are going, so you have been making them at Philadelphia and San Francisco.
But they never said that. They
never said. We did not know. They're the secret American silver eagles. And in 2015, they only made these supplemental minted coins because the West Point Mint needed help at the Philadelphia Mint. They only made it there until we found out of March 22nd of this year. Okay? Now, if we could you please go to hsn.com and look up 2015 P Mint State 69.
Okay.
Let's look up, it's actually this coin right here.
No,
look up that one on hsn.com. We have sold several hundreds of those coins, as well you can expect, for $599. As a matter of fact, that's still the price, $599. We sell them all the time right there.
Here, right on HSN.com.
That's the 2015 S Philadelphia Minted, the secret silver eagle from the Philadelphia Mint. They only did 76,000 of those coins. The rarest silver eagle ever made by the United States government, regular issue silver eagle ever made by the United States government. You're going to get that coin for $99.95. That's one of the supplemental minted coins that you're going to get. Then in 2016, they made them at the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco Mint. So we're going to give you the 2016 Philadelphia minted coin.
All right.
Once again, secret.
Secret. So
the United States government, until March 22nd of this year, was secretly making American silver eagles we had no idea about.
And then this one guy discovers.
Well, yeah, and he just asked, and they gave me a. So here's what you're going to do.
That's amazing.
As I've rambled for 5 minutes. You're going to get all of the supplemental minted coins.
Okay.
The 5 secret American silver eagles, the 4 regular American silver eagles, the 11, 12, 13, and 14 that were made at supplemental mint in San Francisco. You get all of them for $99.95 a coin.
That's an incredible
You have to understand,
deal.
we're sold out of the 2016 P's and S's, okay, in Mint State 69. We sold a couple hundred sets, they're gone. So this is the only way to get them in the auto ship. The key is the 2015 P. Understand, this is a $599 coin. right here. This is a $599 coin. You get it for $99.95. We have sold every single one of these coins individually at some point for $99 or more, and then this coin is $599.95. Rob, you want to show them the box?
I do. So if you get on auto, you can do single shipment, but you can also do auto ship. Auto ship every, how long, Mike?
Every once a month.
Okay, so once a month for nine shipments?
Well, there's going to be 8 auto shipments.
Okay,
because you're going to get the original 2016 Philadelphia minted coin, okay? The first of the secret American Silver Eagles, okay?
So it'll be 8. And then after that first shipment, your second shipment, you're going to get the red oak presentation box, and you can hear in the quality of this box, and then you're going to take each of the slabbed coins, and you're going to just drop them right in, and you're going to store all your coins inside. That comes for free in your second shipment.
That's exactly right. Your first auto shipment is what it comes down to. So what you have is, until March 22nd of this year, the rarest American Silver Eagles ever made by the United States government that we have guessed were the 4 supplemental S mints, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Other than that, it was probably the 1996, the 1995, the 1994 American Silver Eagles, all of which can sell for hundreds of dollars. As of March 22nd of this year, as the United States Mint announced that they had secretly been making American Silver Eagles at Philadelphia and San Francisco, we now have the 5 rarest Silver Eagles, Mint State Silver Eagles ever made by the United States government. The 2015 P, the 2016 P and S, and the 2017 P and S. The problem with this, and here's what you do, you have to buy these coins certified. And the reason is there is no mint mark on them. The only way that you can know that they came from there is the box that they come in. This is the original mint box. There's 500 coins that come in this, and there's a strap that goes on it. And then they're individually, actually, let me hold it right side up. They're individually serial numbered. The Mint also released the serial numbers of these special secret American Silver Eagles. The problem being is that by 2016, we'd opened them up. If they're opened,
they're lost forever.
They're lost forever.
They're lost forever.
They're lost forever. So when they made 1 million of these coins right here, they made 1 million of these coins. Folks, there's only about 100,000 or so, at the most, actually probably more like 50,000 in existence, okay? You get those, they have to be certified. Nobody else on the planet can offer you this auto ship at $99.95 because nobody else has the 2015 P Mint. This is a $599 coin. It's making the rest of the coins in the set at basically $39 or $49.
Right.
Folks are getting in on this big time. You get every single supplemental minute coin with the free box for $99.95.
With the free box. Now, the box is going to come on your second shipment. So once you start that auto ship, that comes included. And Allison, am I correct? It says free shipping and handling with auto ship, right? So we typically do not do that. So take advantage of that. I think even my card says you have to pay for it. But guess what? Today, it's free shipping. So that is kind of new and late breaking.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I know, because normally on auto ship, we don't do the free shipping with coins. So take advantage of that if you would like to ask about that. Wow, I am so excited to let everyone know that this has been wildly popular. We knew it was going to happen. This is a brand new release here at HSN tonight. Well over 400 have been spoken for. And Mike, this was the first day of issue, limited edition of what, 936?
Of 936, over 400, so we're about half sold through.
Right.
By the end of today, because these will roll in as people find out that we have our sets. These were only released basically 3 days ago.
Right.
Well, these are exclusive to us. They're certified perfect. They're, when you count the box, less than $30 a coin. They have the special Denver labels, okay? The special Denver labels, only available through us. Over 400 gone, half sold out. And I know this is something, this is one of your...
But I like that set. I bet my husband ordered it
You
tonight.
guys have already ordered it. If you haven't,
I'm sure he probably
you
did.
could be in trouble.
But
I don't know if we'll have it.
You know what? I know he's watching, so he'll hear this and he'll shop. He's giving you the, and he knows when he gets the thumbs up from you to order. All right, so I feel like just saying $500 for you, $500 for you, $500. No, I'm going to give it to myself.
I know you will. That's okay.
I will.
I don't blame you.
I'm in love with this bar. This is a silver bar. It is for collectors, for newbies just joining us tonight. This is precious metal, solid silver bar. It is irresistible. It just feels good to even hold it. Now, this is a custom customer pick on hsn.com. Now, we're going to make this a 3-minute special because there are only 297 of these, and we sold a dozen from a quick mention.
Allison, can you look the last time we sold this? It's got to be months ago.
I don't
months
have that
and
on
months
this.
and months. We'll figure that out. And here's the reason. First of all, they're made exclusively. I designed and made this. Actually, the guy who designed the $500 bill designed it. But I kind of decided, let's take a 1/4 pound of pure silver. Let's put a $500 bill on it. Check this out. And when I say it's proof, I mean it's proof. Look at that.
Look at the mirror finish.
Look at the mirror finish. There is, and it looks, that's the reverse of an actual United States government $500 bill. Look at the scroll work.
It
stunning. Took so long. It's amazing, and it's done in a 1/4 pound of pure silver. This is exclusive to us here at HSN. Now, here's the problem. I've only was able to get 300 of these, because you have to understand, 300 of these is like 100 pounds of silver.
That's a lot.
Now, I want to show you this. Because it's proof-like, because it's such a collector thing,
you're welcome.
Each bar, thank you, each bar comes, and those are just my fingerprints because the bar is sealed. Inside, they look like this. So each bar is individually sealed in the plastic so that it maintains this spectacular finish. I'm going to kind of put that there, and you can see, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that mirror finish, 1/4 pound pure silver in each one of these bars, an exact replica of a United States 1935 $500 bill. Not only is it this fantastic limited, collectible, but it's a 1/4 pound of pure silver on top of it.
It's hefty.
May 14th was the last time we sold this.
Wow.
So it's been, like I said, about 2 months. May, June, July. Yeah, about 2.5 months.
2.5 months.
2.5 months.
But in 2.5 months, all we could get back in stock was a little over 300. And now we're at 275. There's a left counter up on the screen. About 1 minute left on that clock, or sell out if you would like it. To me, Mike, this makes an unbelievable gift. Can you imagine going to either a wedding, to a party, for your dad, for your mom, for anyone, and giving them, instead of a gift card, giving them a solid silver bar with a $500 federal note? That design has been taken from
design. Let me flip that over. I want to flip that over because the 500 back, and it's interesting. Isn't that spectacular? I mean, I just love that.
I've never even seen a $500
bill. No, we have nicknames because, in the coin business for things. And this has a nickname.
It does?
Yes, it does. A full size, because it's a full size note. This is called a watermelon note.
A water? Oh, because of the size?
No, because the little 500 there vaguely looks like a watermelon.
I like it.
We're not very creative. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. We're not very creative. So oh, that looks like a watermelon. So it's like when we sell blue pack Ike sets, it's because they're blue. And black packs they're black. So that's how we decide those things.
It really is fantastic. I hope you continue to call in. We'll let you know when they're sold out. Use express ordering. We also want to share with you our 2017 Proof 69 Annex first day of issue, limited edition of 975. This is the American Liberty Silver Medal. Now, the one thing I want to impress upon you, if you wanted the American Liberty gold coin, that gold coin in the brand new American Liberty coin sold for $202,899.
Yeah, we still have it in gold.
Right. But maybe that was not your cup of tea because you didn't want to spend $2,800.
So you want to get it in pure silver. You want to get the brand new, and understand this is a denomination unto itself. The $100 Liberty in solid gold. So you do that in $2,800, or you can go ahead and get this. Okay, you can go ahead and get this for $129 in pure silver.
And free shipping, because remember, everything over $75 this evening for coins is on free shipping. So take advantage of that. Okay, I'm in love with these coins. I don't know why I'm doing that. Like I'm I don't know.
Will you miss ice skating practice this morning?
I have no idea.
Or ballet, a little plie there.
Very nice, Mike. I know he's got kids and a daughter. But the one thing I want to say, when I was at the Denver Mint, this was the one coin that, not this exact one, I forget which one, ours was the Arches. We got the Big Mac Daddy 5-ouncer. It is one of the coolest all-time coins to me, in my personal opinion. You always collect what speaks to you and what you like. Bigger is always better when it comes to coins coins, in my opinion.
Right?
There's a lot of silver here, and it's $219.95, free shipping, and free shipping, Mike. Again, I'm loving it. But this is the Ozarks, right?
Okay, yeah, this is the Ozark Riverways.
Riverways.
I have 10 dozen. This is critically important. Critically important. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go put a real quarter right next to it.
Yes, I like that.
Okay, how about we do that? So you have an idea. First of all, this is 5 ounces of pure silver.
Look how miniature.
Right there. 5 ounces of pure silver. So it says, whoops, other side.
Yeah. It's
5 ounces pure silver, 5 troy ounces, 999 fine silver. So you start off with over a quarter of a pound of silvers. So understand you have this great silver component. We just sold a couple of 4-ounce $500 bill bars. This, though, and we've sold lots and lots and lots of these 5-ounce coins. Because what happens is they're also exceptionally rare. But this one almost strikes new territory. When the new ones come out, like the next one that comes out, be first part of September, is Ellis Island. I've already ordered mine. We'll have those. We'll have those at our regular issue price, I hope. On this one, I just didn't order enough. We ordered 500 coins. Okay. We sold them out the first time we did it at $189. So we sold all 500 coins just like that. It was just that. I go to order additional coins, and I was told the United States Mint has completely and totally sold them out. And I go, what do you mean they've sold them out? They go, they made one shipment. I understand. We're supposed to get, we get a couple, you know, we only order a couple times. If I sell it out, I get 1 or 2 more orders. Right. Okay. So I go back, and they said it's completely and totally and utterly sold out. I said, okay, how many did they make? Because they announced the mintages. 20,000. It is the rarest 5-ounce coin made in the entire series since 2010. As a matter of fact, it now has the same mintage, basically, as the Holy Grail coin, which is the Hawaii 5-ounce, which I think we have a few of on hsn.com. I think it's about 400 bucks, 400 or 500.
We have 8.
We have 8.
Is it this one?
The Hawaii, yeah, we got the Hawaii volcano. As a matter of fact, can I show that and then show that? So here's the Hawaii. You can see they're both 5 ounces. They have the same, I'm sorry, $529 for the Hawaii. And the difference is 2012, 2017. But if you're looking for it, you need that. 7 left. We're going to sell those. Yeah, that's the Holy Grail. This has the same mintage.
So cool. Look at the volcano.
Very cool. So we have the same mintage on the Ozarks. Now here's the deal. The only reason I can do this at $219 is I basically told a friend of mine, you have to sell me your coins. And he goes, I really don't want to. I said, well, I'm going to make you.
Oh, my.
No, he got to make extra money.
That's a little bully.
Well, I was in this instance because we didn't have enough coins here for all of our customers here for these 5-ounce. So what happens is he made a little extra money, so that's why we have to be $219. But let me explain something to you. By the time you put this, if this was an American Silver Eagle, there is absolutely, positively no possible way I could sell you this coin for less than probably $5,000 or $10,000. Because there's only one American Silver Eagle that has a similar mintage to this, and it's the 1995 W, or West Point minted coin. And that coin's mintage, okay, that coin's mintage was 31,000. 50% more than that. The last one I sold here on HSN, we had for $29,995. The 95W. Okay, this coin is rarer, and by the way, has 5 times the silver. There are 5 ounces of pure silver. I just sold a bar. We sold hundreds of them that were 4 ounces of silver for $149.
Right.
You're getting one of the rarest coins made by the United States government. And make no mistake about it, this is a coin. This is actually, believe it or not, folks, this is a quarter.
Right.
Okay? This is a quarter.
This looks like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids over here.
Yeah, that's right. That's an actual size quarter. This is literally a quarter. Now, here's the thing. We have a minute and a half left. I have 104 coins left. Here's the one thing I can tell you. It is the last time I can sell this coin at $219.95. If I get any more, they're going to be about $249. They have already started going crazy. For those of you, by the way, that have bought the other 2017 coins, if you bought the Frederick Douglass coin from us, I have not been able to get those at all. I'd be $299 on the Frederick Douglass, 2 coins before this. That actually, this coin has a lower mintage. I was just a little closer to the mintage is the only reason I'm able to get this coin and offer it to you at $219.95. Folks, I've just about enough people on the phone to sell through the entire edition.
Exactly.
This is the last time at $219. Last time we're going to probably have somewhere between a $30 to $50 price increase if I can find more. There's only 20,000 in existence. There's only 20,000 of these coins that were ever made. And understand, this is an actual coin. Not like those bars are fantastic. They're collectible, they're fun, they're exclusive, but this is an actual physical coin made by the United States government. The rarity of these are absolutely, positively unprecedented, and they have been heavily, heavily overlooked by collectors out there. What it gives you, I think, one of the fantastic, most fantastic opportunities that we that we have that is out there. Which one's next?
The effigy. The effigy.
Okay, now this is one. I still have a few. Now,
there are 95 left.
I only have 95 of the effigies. Now, this one is out of my, now they finally released the mintage on this, 24,000. But I have my original quantity of these at $189.95. This is the other 2017. So we had effigy mounds, we had Frederick Douglass, we had Ozark Mountains. 2017 is going to be the absolute key.
And can I say, this one we actually have on FlexPay. So yeah, so there's 4 Flex of $47.49 along with the free shipping. So take advantage of that. Not everything gets FlexPay, so take advantage of that. This also has FlexPay, our next choice.